boy W from Sweden, and today we are going to be taking a look at some of the rarest unboxes in CS and how rare they really are to open, and answer the very important question, which is the rarest skin you can open in CS2? Is a Souvenir Dragon Lore actually rarer than a StatTrak M9 Doppler Black Pearl minimalware? Like, bro, I have no idea, but today we're gonna find out. So before I reveal the stats, I want to thank today's video sponsor, which is Skinland. Skinland is a CS2 marketplace where you can buy and sell your CS2 skins for real money safely. And very important, you can use code ANOMALY to get a bonus of up to $10 if you sell skins for $100 or more. On Skinland, you can buy skins for a lot cheaper than Steam as well, using one of their many payment methods. For example, on Skinland, a Talon Marble would cost you $830. Meanwhile, on Steam, you'd pay over €1,050, which is way more. Also, Fallen uses their website, so you know it's legit. Thank you once again, Skinland, very much for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back to the rarity of skins. So first off, we can see what is the rarest quality to unbox from any container. The music boxes are the containers with the most common items because all of the items are blue, so it's always 100% chance of getting a blue. Next up are major patch packs, with the rarest item type being a purple. The chance of opening those is 1 in 6, 16.66%. Now we have sticker capsules, and of course the rarest item you could get is a red quality sticker, which is only 0.641%, or basically the same chance as getting a red from a case. And now we're getting into the really low percentages with souvenir packages. The red is of course the rarest thing you can unbox from a souvenir package, with a chance of just 0.027%, or a 1 in 3,703.7. Then finally we have the rarest type of item you can unbox from any case, which is the StatTrak knife. A regular knife is 0.256%, and a StatTrak one is 10 times rarer, so 0.0256%, or 1 in 3,906.25. That's a lot of numbers. So you can see a StatTrak knife is actually slightly rarer than a Souvenir red. I didn't know that, which is pretty cool. Now we know the rarest type of item. What's the actual rarest item you can unbox? Well, I set some rules for this. The skin has to be kind of recognizable, meaning that a specific float value would be like 1 in a billion chance, and that would be really rare, but that's not really recognizable at all. I guess the actual rarest recognizable skin would be a combination of drop chance for the type of item, so like a StatTrak gold, pattern and sub-pattern, so like a black pearl or a case hardened, and exterior, so like factory new or minimal wear. But I won't be counting the specific float, like factory new 0.00006584556, you know, because then that could go on for infinity. For the chance of the different exteriors in this video, like minimal wear or factory new, I read the CS Float analysis of float value and paint seed distribution article, which is very interesting, and I made this little Photoshop picture where it's super easy to see the float distribution of any skin depending on its float cap. For example, the Fire Serpent, you know it's very rare in factory new, but how rare is it? Well, it's pretty easy. You just cap the float where it's capped in CS on this picture, so 0.06 is the lowest and 0.76 is the highest. Then you just squeeze the picture together to fit between this float cap, and there you have it. You can see usually it looks like this for factory new, where there's 7 bars and it's pretty common, but when you squeeze the picture to fit the cap, there's only 1 bar, so it's very rare. You can use this for any skin in the game. You just cap the float and then squeeze the distribution, and there you have it, the actual float distribution of any skin in CS. I didn't know that before I made this video, and that's pretty cool in my opinion. So I've compiled a little list of some of the items I think would be the rarest ones, and just figuring out how to calculate the odds. First, let's start with an example item, so you understand how it's calculated. The chance of unboxing a Talon Tiger StatTrak minimal wear from the Prisma case. First of all, just getting a knife is 1 in 390, then it being a Talon is 1 in 4, then it being StatTrak is 1 in 10, it being Tiger Tooth is 1 in 6, and it being minimal wear is around 1 in 26.6. Then if you combine all of those numbers, you would get the chance, which is basically 1 in 2.5 million. And in this case, minimal wear is the only statistic which isn't like 100% set in stone, because I calculated it myself using a sample size of 265,000 knives, so it's pretty accurate. accurate. So the chance of this being StatTrak minimal wear is only 1 in 2.5 million. Meanwhile, opening a non-StatTrak Talon knife Tiger Tooth in any condition is just 1 in 11,700, making it way more common. So just it being StatTrak minimal wear really lowers the odds. Let's make the StatTrak minimal wear Tiger Tooth a little harder to get by changing from the Prisma case to the Chroma case, where the only thing we're changing is we're going from 4 knives in the Prisma case to 5 knives in the Chroma case. So the chance of opening a StatTrak minimal wear M9 Tiger Tooth is first unboxing a knife 1 in 390, then it being an M9 bayonet 1 in 5 this time, it being StatTrak 1 in 10, Tiger Tooth 1 in 6, and minimal wear again around 1 in 26.6. Here you can see the chance is all the way up to 1 in 3.125 million instead of 2.5, just because we added another knife into the mix. Now let's make the unbox a lot rarer by removing the Tiger Tooth and adding black pearl. I recently made a video where I show every different finish and how rare they are to get, and if you watch that video you would know a black pearl chroma knife is the rarest knife finish you can get. Now the stats look like this, with a chance of it being black pearl, a 1 in 166 instead of the 1 in 6 for a Tiger Tooth. And now it's not 1 in 25 million, it's 1 in 213 million. This would be, I guess, the rarest item unboxable from a weapon case, unless you're including specific pattern IDs. Hey, we found it! But it's not over yet, because let's instead look at a skin which has a specific pattern. As you know, that's 1 in 1,000, and that makes things a lot rarer. For this example, I'm using the Karambit Case Hardened 387 Factory New StatTrak. This knife already exists in Factory New, but not in StatTrak Factory New. The chance of a knife, 1 in 390. Chance of it being a Karambit, 1 in 5. It being Case Hardened is a 1 in 13. It being StatTrak, 1 in 10. It being Pattern 387 is a 1 in 1,000. And it being Factory New is about a 1 in 33. And if you're wondering where I got the Factory New 1 in 33, it's based on the CS Float article Analysis of Float Value and Seed Distribution in CSGO, and I did my own research on 140,000 different Case Hardened knives. You see, I do my research, bro. I'm a fucking nerd. I plead guilty. This leaves us with a chance of 1 in 85 billion chance of opening this skin, which I guess is still very recognizable, which would have to be by far the most rare recognizable skin that you can unbox without adding specific float values to muddy things up. Now, that's rare, but what's the chance of opening a Souvenir Dragonlore Factory New? Well, it's actually pretty common. Unboxing a red from a Cobblestone Souvenir pack is 1 in 3,703, and it being Factory New seems to be about 1 in 10. And that's also based on the CS Float Analysis of Float Value and Paint Seed Distribution in CSGO, and I also checked every single Souvenir Dragonlore and Souvenir Desert Hydra, because their float caps are pretty similar. The actual number of non-Souvenir Dragonlores are skewed, so we can't use that because of all the trade-ups that happened. Factory New is really common when it's actually not. They're all just made from trade-ups. That leaves us with a 1 in 37,000 chance of a Souvenir Factory New Dragonlore, which is actually a lot more common than I thought. I guess just why it's so rare is because not many people open them, and 30,000 cases is not a lot, but 30,000 souvenir packages, that's quite a lot. Another interesting unbox I've always wanted to know the chance of is the Souvenir R8 Revolver Bone Masked. You can only open it from the 2013 DreamHack souvenir package and EMS1 2014 souvenir package, and because this souvenir package has a total of 46 skins inside of it, surely the R8 will be extremely rare. Only 9 of them exist and none of them are factory new. And I based these odds on regular souvenir package drop rates with the qualities ranging from gray to purple. The chance of unboxing a gray is very common. It's an 80% chance. It being a bone masked is just the chance divided by 46, which is almost 3%. And finally, it being factory new is about 10%, which leaves us with a chance of 1 in 425. So it's not that rare, actually. It's just that there's very few of these souvenir packages left, and after they re-added the R8, not many of them are being opened. And that's pretty much it. The rarest unbox that's still recognizable that I could think of is the StatTrak Factory New Karambit Case Hardened 387. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned some new stuff about floats and the rarest unboxes in CS. And now I'm gonna go cry because I will never unbox a 1 in 8.5 billion chance knife. Very nice.